They always told me not to do it. They always said, don't go full tinfoil. But we're doing it today, right now. What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees. And I want to talk about the obelisk. So we're going full tinfoil hat theory on this. There have been a lot of ideas that have come up, especially since the jungle stream, about what the obelisk could do and all of those kind of things. We did find out some information about the obelisk, but not what it does by any stretch of the imagination. But before we get into the obelisk, guys, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of June. So if you guys could do me the biggest of favors, double check that you're subscribed. Down below, it says about 50% of people aren't subscribed. But then also share this video with one of your friends. Get them excited about Ethereal, about the obelisk. I want to hear all of your theories, your friends' theories, everybody. I want to hear it all. I want to hear what you guys think of the ones that I come up with. And let's get started. So, some kind of basic theories that I've heard for the obelisk and what it could do is that it could be some kind of like king of the hill type area. That if your team goes and kind of stands on it for a certain amount of time, your team is controlling the hill, right? And when you control the hill, you're able to gain whatever it may be, bonus stats of some kind, whether it be bonus move speed or gold over time or cooldown reduction for your team, something along those lines. And that the other team can just come contest it, take it back for themselves, and kind of force some fighting over that area. Another kind of theory that I've heard is similar to the King of the Hill, but that it's capture and like lock. So that if your team goes and captures the point, it's then locked for the next minute and a half that your team gets those benefits. If you guys ever played on Twisted Treeline back when League had that as a map, there were these two altars that you could capture and were locked for a period of time that gave your team stat boosts if you controlled them. So we could definitely see something like that come up for the obelisk, but I don't think that either of those ideas are what it's going to be. Something the UG team has stated to me several times is to check the lore about the teleporter and where it is in the lore that we have so far on the website. So if you guys go to the lore in Marina's background and Marina's lore, it talks about how she was kind of tasked to protect the obelisk and ends up getting sucked through it. And it's basically like a portal between realms. She goes and she teams up with Kalia to help reactivate the portal and then send Marina back home. So to me, it's a teleporter of some kind that it's going to be used to move people around the map in some way, shape, or form. What that is, I have no idea, but that's what we're about to talk about now is the theories that pertain to that teleporter idea. First one that kind of showed up that a lot of people have been talking about is that in the jungle stream, they talked a lot about the trolls and the troll camp being used for some kind of rotational purpose. Now, I think the thing that was really big in that people wanted to link the trolls and the obelisk together is that they didn't talk about the obelisk and they wouldn't talk about what the trolls do, so they must be related. At least that's the like chimes that went off in my head about it. So for the trolls, my kind of instinct gut reaction idea is that the trolls give you some kind of token for the obelisk. And so when you get these tokens from the trolls, you go to the obelisk and then it kind of consumes this buff or this token and lets you shoot yourself somewhere on the map. That it gives you kind of a pop-up of the mini map and you can select a point and it launches you to that area or teleports you to that area. I think that is a potential option for what the trolls do and how they tie into the obelisk. I think the obelisk itself could definitely have that functionality, whether it's tied to the trolls or not. Now, for the trolls, there were some other theories that I think could definitely be possible as well. First being that the troll, when you kill the troll, a portal opens and it lets you teleport around the map to other locations. Now, that could mean that the portal opens and it teleports you directly to the obelisk. So you kill the troll camp, portal opens, and it teleports you directly to the obelisk, and that the obelisk is kind of like a central hub for teleporting. I actually really like this idea of making the obelisk that. The only issue is that there are two troll camps on the void lane with the obelisk, one of which is pretty much right next to the obelisk. So I'm not sure that that works in terms of a gameplay design to make it that close by. That if I could just walk from that troll camp to the obelisk instead, why have the troll camp there at all? The other option is that the troll camps open portals to the other troll camps. So for every troll camp that's down, you may open a portal that lets you go to the next troll camp in the rotation, or lets you pick a portal to go to a certain area on the map. That would let you go from Fire Lane to Ice Lane, or Ice to Void, and depending on which side you wanted, Ice to Void, and then the enemy Void side or the allied Void side, right? Kind of create plays in that way, which I think could be really, really useful and super fun actually for the game. Now, that doesn't tie into the Obelisk at all, unless the Obelisk is kind of some central hub of that. That you get with the Obelisk, you can go to any of the troll camps, but with depending on which troll camp you're at, you can only go to a specific one next, or something in a rotation, or among anything among those lines. Now, the next thing I thought of is that Atropos and the Obelisk could be connected in some way. So we kind of jokingly talked about it on Enter the Ether the other day, which if you guys don't know, Enter the Ether, it's a weekly podcast that I do with Mangoose. I'll have links in the description if you want to catch up on all the episodes that we've done. We've done 33 at this point. So yeah, kind of, it's been a while. But yeah, it's an ethereal podcast. We go over all the updates, break them down a little bit more in depth sometimes. Go check it out if you haven't already. But on Enter the Ether, Mangoose kind of jokingly mentioned that Atropos has 3 phases and the Obelisk has 3 rings. So maybe they're connected. If you guys are new to Ethereal, you may not know that Atropos has 3 phases. In the alpha, he won't. So they've actually mentioned that they still plan on Atropos being the 3-phase boss, but in the alpha, or the pre-alpha, he's going to be just his 3rd stage. Just the hardest form of that. So, and then they'll institute the other 2 phases at a later date. They've also said that the Obelisk will not be in the pre-alpha. So this is the real tinfoil hat theory here for you guys. The Obelisk having 3 rings, but not being active in the pre-alpha. Atropos having 3 phases, but the other 2 aren't active in the pre-alpha, could mean that they are linked together in some way. So there are kind of a couple options I think that could go with this. Atropos, when you kill a phase, you could have to go take the Atropos buff to the Obelisk to get it to apply to all of your minions. Now, they didn't mention this for phase 3, but maybe phase 3 you don't have to. Maybe phase 3 it just automatically applies, but the first 2 you have to. The other option is that Atropos, the buff itself doesn't have to be turned in at the Obelisk, but that you can enhance it at the Obelisk, or you can kind of power it up, and each stage adds a ring to the Obelisk. Or that while Atropos is recovering, you can go to the Obelisk and use it to teleport around the map or launch yourself around the map. And honestly, I'm not even kidding. I just had this idea, and I actually kind of like it. Knowing that a lot of the UG developers are League of Legends players, League of Legends has a creature called Rift Herald that will help you take down towers by spawning in this giant hulking beast to kind of burst down towers. Knowing that the Obelisk is a teleporter, what if instead of teleporting you somewhere, it teleports something else to you? So what if you are able to activate it somehow and bring a creature from another place, another realm, to Elysium, kill that creature, and then summon it to help take down towers, to help push down a lane, or whatever it may be. And I kind of love this idea now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so now that's almost my new headcanon, is instead of it taking you somewhere, it brings something to you from a different obelisk in one of the other realms. And I actually love this idea. So now I need to kind of brainstorm how that works a little bit more. But for now, guys, that's the majority of the theories that I've had and heard so far about the obelisk. But I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on any of these, what you think the obelisk might do outside of that. Any of the things, I want to hear it down in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about bringing a creature from somewhere else as well. I think that could be huge, actually, in terms of it could change. It could be based on the weather. That if it's dark outside and you go activate the obelisk, you bring one creature across. If it's light outside, you bring a different creature. Yeah, I love this. I love this so much. All right, guys. That's it from me, though. I appreciate you all very, very much. If you guys want to see more Ethereal content, click right over here. On the other side, there's a video just for you by YouTube. And right above me, as always, click the icon, get subscribed, turn the bell on, send it to your friends. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of June, and I would love to be able to reach that goal with your guys' help. But I'll see you guys in the next one.